Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Fredericks, and welcome to this week's edition of Political Insider, news and analysis of the north side of the state, brought to you by the Beacon Broadcast Network, seen exclusively on cable television. My co-host is Ashley Widener.
Welcome to Political Insider. Thank you for tuning in as we bring to you, along with our commentators, John Keim of the Beacon Broadcast Network and public relations consultant Susan Lassetti-Myers, the big news of North Fulton and the metro area. Today's special guest coming up in a few minutes are Republican candidate for Insurance Commissioner Maria Sheffield and John Albers, Brandon Beach, David Bellal, candidates for the Republican nomination for the District 56 State Senate seat of the retiring Dan Mooney. And you won't want to miss BBN's Spin Doctor of the Week Award, our view of the biggest political spin job to come out of any campaign or elected official in the last 7 days. Now for the news of the week, John.
Well, thanks, Ashley. First up is GOP gubernatorial aspirant John Oxendine, the candidate that most of the insiders on both sides of the aisle love to hate. Oxendine raised an astounding $870,000 in the last 2 months and has a whopping $1.8 million cash on hand for the primary and runoff elections alone. Ashley, the Ox gets massacred by the drive-by media and his rivals almost on a daily basis, but somebody is still cutting him checks. What's up?
Well, John, after examining his most recent disclosure, almost $800,000 of his money was raised from high-dollar contributors. Many were insurance agents, doctors, and from the banking community. Only 17 of those contributions were $200 or below. Those small dollar contributions translate into votes. The question is, can Oxendine translate those high dollar contributors into real votes? Fact is, Oxendine has done a very good job of fundraising from his base. Former Congressman Nathan Deal, in a battle for survival to make it into the runoff, launched a controversial TV ad this week that chided President Obama. Deal said, "I have a message for the president. When I'm governor, you can sue us too, because in Georgia, we believe in the rule of law." Here's the clip.
I wrote the law to stop illegal aliens from receiving taxpayer-funded health care, cut billions in wasteful spending, and voted against Obamacare. And liberals won't like it when I empower local law enforcement to help deport illegal aliens. But it must be done, because the federal government has failed to secure our borders, and illegal aliens are costing Georgia taxpayers over $1 billion every year. I'm not worried about the liberals. My concern is you.
John, any traction here, or is this just a ploy?
No, actually, I think it's an outstanding ad. Look, it's a great, concise, hard-hitting advertisement that's going to undoubtedly resonate quite well with Deal's North Georgia, Forsyth, and Cobb County base. As long as Nathan Deal can put these ads on TV in Karen Handel's home turf, he's going to gain ground. Now, do I think this ad is the panacea for his campaign? I do not, but he's a savvy politician. He's obviously now found his bailiwick. He's going to be tough. Speaking of effective TV ads, Karen Handel just launched her first ad, and it breaks Sunday on BBN and then Monday on network TV. Handel attacks rivals Deal, Oxendine, and Eric Johnson in really the first ad of its kind on TV. But she also balances the ad with her attributes. Let's roll the clip.
3 with iffy ethics. 1 who wears lipstick. 3 who look after themselves. 1 who looks after you. Karen Handel moved out of an abusive home at 17, worked herself all the way to the White House. Karen's tougher than an ox, but with the heart that comes from a life beating the odds. Intelligence, reform, leadership, Handel.
So, Ashley, what do you think? Is it an effective ad or not?
I really don't think it's effective. I don't know that it really exhibits Karen Handel's leadership skills. It shows that she's the only woman in the race, shows she has some lipstick, but she doesn't really tout her real leadership qualities. And from that standpoint, I do not think the ad will be that effective for her.
So could we say it's the Karen Handle's now the lipstick candidate of the big four, perhaps? Okay. Georgia's budget crisis is getting worse, but there has been no real talk among the leading candidates for governor, either Republican or Democrat, for a tax increase to fill what could be another $1 billion hole in the state's diminishing coffers. Instead, GOP contenders have been traveling the state talking about taxes they'd cut. Two candidates have staked out a more extreme position, Oxendine and Handel. Both want to eliminate Georgia's individual income tax, the state's single largest chunk of revenue. The idea is popular with Tea Party activists and fair tax backers who may be a powerful voting bloc in the GOP primary on July 20th. But tossing out individual income tax dollars would rip another giant crater in the state's already tattered balance sheet. Individual income taxes amounted to about $7.8 billion in 2009, but neither gave any specifics on how they'd make up that cash. Ashley?
Sounds like a risky financial move for the state. The legislature this past session talked about putting the sales tax back on groceries. However, for the long term economic development of the state, it would attract more military families, retirees, businesses to Georgia. It is highly likely that the tax would be offset by a sales tax or a user fee that is part of the fair tax platform. Underdog Democrat candidate for governor, Attorney General Thurber Baker, wants to get more education money for strapped public schools by legalizing bingo in the state and using the proceeds for local school district funding. John, is this feasible?
Well, Ashley, sure. Let's call it Baker's bingo. It's not only feasible, Ashley, it's timely, it's smart, and it's on cue. Other states have it. Why not put it on the ballot and let the people decide? Look, I think it's a viable option, and it's a big opportunity for Baker. It's got legs, and I think if he can continue with this, it could get him back in the race.
No, John, I strongly disagree with your opinion. All you have to do is to look at Florida to see what happens when you put lottery funding into K-12 public education.
Okay, well, don't forget, you can catch a full report on all these stories and more in this Sunday's Beacon. To subscribe to the Beacon, North Fulton's straightforward, conservative alternative to the downtown media liberals, go to beaconcast.com. For uncompromising coverage of the North Side in the state, subscribe to the Beacon today. It's only 67 cents a week, less than the cost of a small cup of coffee at the local convenience store. Go to beaconcast.com and subscribe today.
Be sure to join us, our special primary election night coverage. We'll be broadcasting from 7 to 11 p.m. right here in the Comcast Studio 25 on Comcast Channel 25. We'll have up-to-date election night results as they roll in, plus live hookups at all the major campaign headquarters. So mark it down now, Comcast Channel 25, 7 to 11 p.m. on July the 20th. Don't miss it.
Okay.